So, Shannon, what do you make of what Aaron Rodgers had to say here?
I wish I cared a lot more than probably I do. But I should. But I really don't. Skip, I wish I could be like Dr. Chilton when he summons Hannibal Lecter in and he wanted him to tell him who Wild Bill was. He had his feet up on the desk and he's twirling his pen. But I don't really care that much. I think what Aaron Rodgers is, the crux of this, Skip, is that Aaron Rodgers says, I need to let go of things I can't control. And what he cannot control is what the hell the Green Bay Packers are going to do. That's what he can't control. All of this goes back to, and I get all that, everything he said. This is about the Green Bay Packers selecting Jordan Love, and they blindsided Aaron Rodgers. They did not give him the heads up, and he hasn't let it go. He can't let it go. He hasn't forgiven Brian Gutekunst for what he did. This is what that's about. Now, all that other stuff, if he's dealing with something, okay, fine. But I believe in order for Aaron Rodgers to get into the right headspace, either he needs to move on away from Green Bay or he needs to forgive them for that selection. That's what needs to happen. But to keep, you did Jeopardy, you're in Hawaii, I see you. So everything seems, you seem to be in a good place now. Now, how you got there, maybe you did need to step away from the Green Bay Packers. In the offseason, for me, Skip, I don't really think it's that important. And so, so now what? If things don't go well, then what? So either you go in and say, Pack, look, this is what I'm going to need from you guys. And we move on, but I don't want to go back and forth with this situation, Skip. It just seems to me is that he's still upset. He hasn't gotten his way for what he wanted. He told people close to him. Aaron Rodgers has told people around him and told the Packers he doesn't want to be back. Well, he's still there. And guess what? Jordan Love is still on that roster, and they can't take that pick away. What I'm starting to see, Skip, we for a lot of things, we for diversity, as long as we're not getting diversified. We're for getting an opportunity, as long as the opportunity isn't at our expense. Because does Aaron Rodgers realize how he got the starting quarterback job? Ted Thompson selected him. Granted, he fall, but they selected him. He waited 3 years. Brett Favre was just as upset that they selected Aaron Rodgers as Aaron Rodgers is that they selected Jordan Love. And guess what? Brett Favre couldn't do anything about it. Aaron Rodgers can't do anything about it. So the best thing to do if you want to clear your mind, to free yourself, because right now the Packers have your feelings hostage. You can't be at peace. Peace doesn't mean without the conflict is with you. Because you can't let it go, Aaron. You think the Packers will sit around like, man, what we gonna do? Guess what? They're gonna move forward, with or without you, just like they did with Brett Favre. They'll move on. These teams don't fold because they don't have great player or a great player leave. New England Patriots, guess what? They fielded the team without Tom Brady. The 49ers fielded the team without Joe Montana. Troy Aikman left, Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith. The Cowboys still play football, Skip? Aaron Rodgers needs to understand that. And as soon as he understands that, he'll be a lot freer.
So, you know my thoughts about Aaron Rodgers. I find him to be a very shrewd operator. And now, before every media session that he does, he's got gnats over here, sorry. He's got an agenda. He's premeditated. He's calculated. He's got a narrative that he wants to establish.
Okay.
So this one was fairly stunning to me because obviously mental health is a huge issue in this country. And he sort of flipped it on its head and went in a very positive way that I'm not depressed, he said. There's no self-harm involved here. But I've been working on my happiness. In a very positive way, which is great. I think we all need to work on our happiness. Ernestine tells me that like every day. You need to work on your happiness. But in this case, he is the reigning MVP, and he has had, to my eye from a distance, a great offseason. As you point out, he was...
Did Jeopardy?
Did Jeopardy, and he was like the runaway favorite to be the permanent host for Alex Trebek on Jeopardy. As a new movie star fiance, and they had a big trip that they posted all the pictures of to Hawaii. Right?
Yes.
And my only issue with Aaron is it feels like he spent this whole offseason trying to turn himself back into a sympathetic figure to Packers Nation. Like, gee, they done me wrong. And to your point, he won't let that go.
Right.
And he stuck it back to him, and he said that several times, that I
threw a wrench
into their plans,
They
right?
did,
Well, he
yeah.
did. All he did was win the MVP last year.
Yes.
The problem was that he raved about how he finally got his dream come true, which was a home NFC Championship game.
Correct.
And they lost in large part because he had it first and goal at the 8, and he could not cash on 1, 2, 3 plays. And his young head coach said, I've seen enough. I'll take the field goal, right? And it cut it to 31-26 at that point, and they did not get the ball back.
Right.
And so he's poked fun at that and needled that whole decision through. He did it on Jeopardy when he was there.
Right.
So the point is that Aaron wants everyone to forget the fact he's now 1-4 in NFC Championship games. 1-4. Well, for a Green Bay Packers quarterback, that's horrible.
Right.
And he was lucky to win the first one, which was the one that he did win at Chicago, because, as you know, Jay Cutler sprained his knee and wound up on the exercise bike for coming out of halftime. And somebody named Caleb Haney had to play quarterback for the Bears for the whole second half. And Aaron stunk in that game, but they barely survived, got to the Super Bowl, and he was, God bless him, he was the MVP of the Super Bowl. And it was an extraordinary run, because it was a road playoff run as a wild card team, all the way to his one and only Super Bowl, what was it, 10 years ago. So you can't wipe the slate clean from 1-4, but he wants Packer Nation to be on his side to put the Packers in a worse and worse situation, because to me, this still smacks of, I just want to finish as a Packer, but I want a big new contract. With guarantees that I will be the starter for the next 3 years. So I can finish, what is he, 37? So he would go to 40. And I don't know that Aaron wants to play until he's 45.
Well, he seems, Tom Brady has made it in vogue, so everybody wants to play to their 45, and everybody believes they can play to their 45. But at some point in time, Skip, he's going to have to move on. Skip, when the Broncos didn't re-sign me, I didn't hold no grudge. I went to Baltimore, won a championship. Baltimore released me. I didn't hold no grudge. I went back to Denver. CBS released me after 10 years. I didn't hold no grudge. I moved on. It happened. It does. Bruh, it happens. And if you think the fans are going to side with you over the Packers, ask Brett Favre how that worked out. The Packers, most of those fans, there's a reason why they got a wait list for 100 years. They're Green Bay Packers. The front of the jersey is more important to those fans than the back of the jersey.
That is a fact.
That's how it is with most NFL teams.
It was last Thursday we had our man Lil Wayne on the show. He was a just dyed-in-the-wool, longtime Packer fan. And he's to the point of he doesn't think that they're going to have Aaron back. And he's just a Packer fan.
He said he'll go with the Packers.
And he's already getting his hopes up for Jordan Love. And he's heard some good things about Jordan Love. So it's like, next. Okay, that's what they're going to do.
Bro, move on. It's okay. It doesn't diminish you. I mean, they didn't believe in you. You believed in yourself, and you won. But to sit there and allow them to have your feelings in bondage because you're still feeling some type of way, they're moving on. They're going to move on. Sure, they would love to have you back. But if you move on, the Packers are not going to close. They're not going out of business, Aaron. So you're going to have to make peace with the decision that they made, and you're going to have to make a peace with the decision that you're going to need to make. But you can't keep waffling back and forth. And every time you see this man like, you make me sick, I hate being around you.
Well, don't you find it interesting? He still hasn't gone nuclear on them. He still has not said one time, I want out. I'll never go back there again. There's been no ultimatum, even in this long session he did yesterday. There's no ultimatum. There's no hint of, I'm done with the Packers.
Because at the end of the day, Skip, I don't want to be the villain, though. Because if I say that, I'm the villain. I'm going to just put bits and pieces out there. I'm going to let Adam Schefter say that I've told the Packers I don't want to be. Because he said the loudest guy in the room doesn't have all the facts. Now, the Packers are not just making this up. I can assure you, Mr. Bolin and Mike Shanahan and Gary Kubiak and none of those guys have ever flown to see me. That's not normal. For the head coach and the GM to fly and see players unless something is going on. They said they've done this on several occasions. So you can make it seem like this is a lot of bull jive, but it's not, Aaron. It's not.
okay? So to your point about Packers fans, all they care about is that Aaron missed the mandatory, whatever it was, the
Right.